What's going on, guys? Corey from Yota Expedition. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at our Raptor Light options. I'm going to be showing you how to install them into our grill and then show you how to wire them into your 4Runner. So let's go ahead and get into it. So when it comes to Raptor Lights, we have 4 different options. We have smoked lens with white LEDs. We have clear lens with white LEDs, smoked lens with amber LEDs, and amber lens with amber LEDs. So each kit is going to get 4 lights, the harness, and the fuse jumper to put it into your fuse box. So let's start off the assembly with putting some Raptor lights in the upper portion of the grill. We have a set of smoked amber ones here. So I'm going to show you where to put them and how to put them in. So first things first, you can see some of these diamond shapes are bigger than the other ones. You're going to be putting the lights in the smaller diamond shape. So the best place to put it would be right here in these 4 locations towards the top. So we're going to go ahead, and this doesn't really fit in there quite well. You have to give it some pressure and twist the plug at the same time, and it will fit through. And then looking at the Raptor light, you have 2 tabs. One tab sits back farther than the other one. The one that sits back farther, you're going to be putting to the top of the grill, and then you can go ahead and snap those in place. So go ahead and put the plug into that hole, give it a little twist, it'll pop in. And then that tab that is on the circular section of the light is going to go up. Go ahead and snap it in place. Raptor lights are now installed. When you're installing them, just make sure to take your time. Press them in as straight as you can so you don't have the chance of breaking any tabs and stuff like that. So our 4Runner is a 2022 model. I'm pretty sure in the 14 to 19 models, you can run it to this fuse box here, but the way that they have it laid out in the 20 to 23 models, where you want to put it is on this section here, which once you put the fuse jumper in there, you can no longer fit the lid. So what we're going to be doing is running the wiring to the inside of the vehicle, and we're going to be tapping it into the fuse box down below the dashboard. So if you have a 14 to 19 model, what you want to be looking for is the 10 amp INJ fuse location. If for some reason you can't fit the lid on with where it is located in your fuse box, then we're going to be looking for a 10 amp INJ fuse on the interior. I just want to note there is different ways that you can go about wiring these in. The 10 amp INJ fuse location is going to give the Raptor lights power when the ignition is on. So whether your headlights are on, whether they're off, your Raptor lights are always going to be on if the key is on. You can wire them into your running lights if you want, or you can wire them into your low beams or to a switch, however you want to do it, but we're going to be doing it this way. It's going to be the easiest way to show you how to get it done. So right here we have the harness for the Raptor lights. Obviously you got 4 plugs that are going to be going to each of your Raptor lights, and then we have a power and ground. So we're going to be running this into the interior, and that's going to be going over there. We're going to route this down below and behind the headlight, back behind the fuse box, and then through the firewall. And there's a grommet there. We're going to be pulling that out. So just go ahead and route this however you want, but I'm going to try and tuck it away nicely so you don't see wires hanging out all over the place. Back behind the battery, back behind the fuse box. Go ahead and just plug all your lights in so you know how much slack you need to give yourself. Not that you pull too much into the cabin and you don't have enough out here to reach all the plugs. And then we'll take some zip ties, we'll zip tie all of this together and zip it somewhere out of the way so it's not dangling. So you can see back there on the firewall, there's a little rubber plug. We're gonna go ahead and pull that out, and that's where we're gonna be running the wiring through. So we include a rubber grommet with our kit. You can go ahead and put the wiring through that, and then once you have this ran through, you can put this into the firewall. So we're gonna go ahead and feed the wiring through that hole. This might be a little difficult because you do have padding and stuff on the interior. You just feed it through as much as you can, and then when you go inside, hopefully you see it sticking out. You might have to try a few times to get it to a point where you can actually grab it and pull it in the rest of the way. It might be best to have a second person, one pushing the wire through and one inside looking for it. You can see here where the wire should be coming out, and once it's visible, have somebody grab it and pull it through. So I was able to see the wire, and then I took a pair of tiny needle nose, I grabbed it and pulled it out, and now I can go ahead and pull this through as much as I need. Obviously you don't want to pull on it too hard and cut it or rip it because there's metal pieces. That should be enough. So first of all, apologies for the horrible angle, but this is not an easy shot to get. But you can see we have our wiring now coming through, and what I'm going to do is tuck it behind the e-brake cable here just so it's out of our way. Go ahead and do that. Pull that through. Now I'm going to take the fuse jumper and I'm going to plug that in like so, cover up the connection. Now we can go ahead and put this into our fuse box, and then our ground I'm going to put behind the 10mm bolt right here for the fuse box. So here's the fuse box cover for the interior fuse box, and we're going to be going into the 10 amp IGN for ignition. Now you can pretty much wire these in however you would like, but you just want to make sure that they only have power when ignition is on. So something like tail lights or horn, all of those have power all the time. So even if your key is off, you hit your brake pedal, your brake lights come on, you hit the horn comes on. You don't want to be wiring this into that because then your Raptor lights would be on all the time. All right, so looking at the fuse box, on the left side at the top, we're going to be going right here in this position. You can either go with this 10 amp fuse or this one. This is ignition 1 and this is ignition number 2. So either one of these you can use. So go ahead and pull out that fuse, and then we'll go ahead and replace it with our fuse jumper like that. And then just get these wires, zip tie them out of the way so you don't get in the path of your e-brake cable. And we'll go ahead and put this ground cable on. Go ahead and take this out. Might be able to just loosen it up a little bit. And we'll take our ground, put it back behind so that it gets smushed against the metal. Tighten this back up. All right. So we're finished down there. Now that you have that fuse jumper in that fuse box, the cover will not fit, so you can just go ahead and put this in the glove box or whatever so you have it. And if you ever need to check anything, you still have the location. So now we can go ahead and test the Raptor lights, make sure everything works properly. So if I turn the key on, the Raptor light should come on. Yeah. Once for accessory, 2 times for ignition. Now. All right, so Raptor light should be working. You can see smoked amber lights are all working. We're good to go there. Now we can just go ahead and zip tie these wires up and out of our way, put our shroud back on with all of our clips, and we're done. All right guys, there you have it, the Raptor lights installed on the 5th gen 4Runner. If you have any questions about this install, make sure to ask us down below in the comments. If you want to grab a Grille or Raptor lights for your 5th gen 4Runner, make sure to head over to yotaexpedition.com, or you can click the link right down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.